ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयामदेवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेमदेवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। I think we are on the last mantra in the first section and the first subsection of the Mundakopanisad. Yas sarvajñas sarvavid yasyaiva yasya jnanamayam tapaha tasmadetad brahma nama rupamannancha jayate. This mantra concludes the first section of the Upanishad, primarily because the purport of the first section is just to set the tone in 2 or 3 ways. First is to talk about the gamut of the area called karma. What is this karma? So what is this knowledge? What is karma? What is knowledge? And the 2 types of knowledges that have been talked about. What are the 2 types of knowledges? Paravidya and aparavidya. So those 2 knowledges, how do they fit in this? And that is what is being talked about, because Aksharam Brahma, that Brahma is called Aksharam. Aksharam means that which never comes to an end, Aksharam, and that which is unchanging, which is oneself. And so this Aksharam has to be understood as oneself, and that understanding alone is Paravidya. The rest of it is what? Aparavidya. And so this is demonstrated in the first section. Through this, excuse me, this is very nicely demonstrated in the first section, as we saw through this whole understanding of Bhagavan as abhinna nimitta upadana karanam. And this understanding of Bhagavan as the cause and the effect which has come from Bhagavan is non-separate from the cause. This has been established. And then in the concluding mantra, this is just going to be kind of sealed, signed, sealed, delivered. So we can go to the next one, next section, subsection. It's still Mundaka part 1, but then subsection 2. So there are 3 Mundakas, and then each one has two sections. So we are just concluding section 1 and then going into section 2. So the whole section 1 has to do with understanding para and apara. And in understanding Paravidya, one thing has been made clear, that without understanding Bhagavan, you cannot understand Paravidya. The subject matter of Paravidya is Bhagavan as oneself. And so you cannot understand Paravidya without understanding Ishvara, Bhagavan. And that Bhagavan is you. But then even that is a far cry. But even to understand that Bhagavan takes time. And so therefore all the example of the spider and all these things was given to see that there is the Upadana Karanam and the Nimitta Karana. Upadana Karana means the material, the raw material used is non-separate from the that creative principle, Nimitta Karana, and that creative knowledge, Nimitta Karana. Upadana Karana, the raw material. Why should we be concerned with this? So what if it is not separate? It's a very big deal, because usually we find that it is separate. Whenever you go to the market to buy something, you don't buy the maker of the thing as well. If that person doesn't follow you home along with their family and sit gawking at you, watching, eating the product. It doesn't happen. So that's why this is a big deal, because here in this understanding there is it is totally non-separate, because if you have, let's say, ghata, a pot, so you don't even know who the potter is. Maybe in the pre-industrial revolution you would know who the potter is, but now you don't know. You don't know who the potter is. Who makes your clothes, you don't know. In fact, there may not be one person making your clothes. Somebody will be making the collar. Another person will be making the sleeve. And the third person will be hemming it and putting the buttons like this. It is, or making the pockets. Like this, it is just completely, systematic and made into some kind of an assembly line kind of a thing. And now, since it is all outsourced, where is something made? China. Very easily. Without looking at the label, you can say China. Everything is made in China. And this is what happens. So, and this is, something which in India people used to make fun of, because they had relatives who would go to America and then they would bring them all these artifacts which were all made in China. Nothing was made in America. So why are you going there and bringing me things made in China? But that's how it is. So that means there is an alienation from the forces of production, from the mode of production, from the producer, from the consumer. Everything is completely different. So you here are enjoying something. Who made it? Nobody knows. You're not in touch with whoever made it at all. But that is not the case with Bhagavan. Because if you want to bake a cake or something, you can borrow something from somebody. You can go buy something. Yes. And where is Bhagavan going to borrow from whom? Oh, I can lend something to Bhagavan. You are yet to come. Okay, your body is yet to come. Your mind, complaining mind, is yet to come. Your senses are yet to be crafted. So where is Bhagavan going to borrow when there is only Bhagavan? There is no other force at all. You have to wrap your mind about this, really impossible situation, because it's very hard to imagine. Because if you want something, you just have to go drive or walk or go get it, buy it, borrow it. Borrow is, you can borrow or you can borrow. Okay? Borrow means without the other person knowing that you have borrowed, with the full feeling that you will put it back. And so you can do all that. But how is this, how Bhagavan is going to do that? There is no other thing. All that there is Bhagavan. So therefore, there we have a non-separate material cause, the raw material. What is the raw material? Bhagavan. And who is the maker? Bhagavan. What is the intelligence? Bhagavan. Everything is Bhagavan. And so this is important to establish, because there is that, so the whole earth, the whole world, the whole Jagat, everything, the earth that we live on, Bhuloka, every other loka that you can imagine, all parallel universes, everything non-separate from Bhagavan. And this has been established in the following verses. Why? Because that is one step closer to understanding I am that Bhagavan which I seek. And this is the unfoldment of Paravidya. Then Aparavidya also needs to be explained. As Adi Shankara very nicely, tongue in cheek, he gives a little explanation. He says, Aparavidya needs to be explained because how else will you get disgusted with it? He asks. Aparavidya means just, useless things. Just the reveling in anatma. That is Aparavidya. So that needs to be explained. Everyday things. Oh, give me, give me, give me. Because when you make Bhagavan the source of give me, give me, give me, this is what happens. It's all just the realm of Aparavidya. Aparavidya means everything other than that which is yourself. That yourself which is Bhagavan. No, the complaints are also myself. Yeah, but we are not talking it from that angle. We are talking of you as the non-complaining one. We are talking of that. And so therefore the Aparavidya has to be explained so that you have what is called revulsion therapy. Yeah, and you look at it and say, oh my God, why I was interested in this? This is too much. This is too much. This is Mother Shruti's style of parenting. Yeah. So go do whatever you want. Yeah, but let me tell you what's going to happen. And so you revel in the field of Aparavidya, and you go on reveling in the field of Aparavidya, 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 and then what? And the truth of it is that it makes you descend further and further into this chakra, into this wheel, into this ever reproducing wheel of means and ends and means and ends. Meaningless ends. Means and ends. This is what it is there. And so, therefore, this Aparavidya has to be given up. Aparavidya is important because after all it is, if you don't know the language is what? Aparavidya. If you don't know the language, how are you going to sit and listen? Any language, and the medium of which is, through which Paravidya is being taught. So Aparavidya is important, but it is not as important as much as you are making it to be. And so the Aparavidya has to be exposed. And that is the subject matter of the next section. So this last mantra is like a concluding mantra of this section. I think we've seen it, most of it, but let's look at it a little more. Yaha sarvajnaha, the one who is sarvajna. Sarvajna means all-knowing. Then we have one more word for Bhagavan, sarvavit. Sarvajnaha and sarvavit. What's the meaning of sarvavit? All-knowing. Yeah. So then the Upanishad is running out of words or what?
No.
Or the Upanishad is being redundant? No, neither. Neither is the Upanishad short of words, nor is the Upanishad being redundant. But here something important is being talked about. Sarvajna means the one who is omniscient in general. And Sarvavit is the one who knows how to spell the word omniscient. All-knowing in particular, okay? This is what it is. So general, so in the equation, Vakya, in the Mahavakya, Aham Brahmasmi or Tattvamasi, you are equated to Bhagavan. And this equation operates on the level of Sarvajnatvam. Bhagavan is all-knowing, you are also all-knowing. But how can I be all-knowing? Very easy. What is all? Yeah, what you know. Plus what you don't know is equal to Sarvam, all. Do you know what you know? Yeah. Do you know that there are many things you don't know? Yes. Okay, so you are all-knowing. Simple. Well, no, but really, this is Sarvajna. Sarvam janati ki sarvam. Sarvam is bigger than anything, you know that. Then that means you are all knowing. You know what is Sarvam. You know Sarvam is beyond reach and Sarvam is everything. And you know this Sarvam and you know Brahman. And when you know Brahman and Brahman is Sarvam, then if you are Brahmagnya, you are Sarvagnya. Oh, but I don't speak Chinese. That's okay. Because I don't speak Mandarin. Doesn't matter if you don't speak Mandarin because that's Bhagavan's job. That is Sarvavetritvam, Sarvavit. That's why you can pray to Bhagavan in any language. In any language. In whatever language you pray, then Bhagavan will listen. Why? Because Bhagavan knows all the languages. All the languages. No problem at all. So that is Sarvavit. Because Sarvagnya is just a general all-knowing, because all being Brahman, and if you know that one thing which is Brahman, it's as good as knowing everything. Knowing, because in all, even in this Upanishad, this is what was talked about, knowing which everything is as good as known. So what is the master key? Knowing which everything is as good as known. Same refrain in Chandogya Upanishad. Knowing which everything is as good as known. What is that? So that give me that knowledge. And so here also, same thing. And so Sarvavit means that the one who knows all the things in particular. So the Brahmajnani, the Jnani will not know the things in particular. The Jnani will know things in general. But Bhagavan will know so many things, minute details. And this is talked about in the, I think the 4th chapter, the beginning of the 4th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, where Lord Krishna says, Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tavacharjuna. O Arjuna, you and I have had so many births. Oh, we are the same? Not quite. Why? Because you don't know any of them. And I know also my births because I have taken them voluntarily as the Dashavatara, as so many avatars. And I know your births also. You don't know any of them. Tani aham sarva vedha. I know everything. Natvam vedha parantapa. You don't know any of them. This is the difference between you and me. And so this is sarvavetritvam. How those karmas are there. What to create first. It's very important. What to create, creation, projection, doesn't matter right now. Let's just take it as creation or projection. What to project first. So then if you put human beings to begin with, it will mess up everything. Yeah. That's why they had to come at the end. And then there will be no creation. Yeah. Human beings will just completely take over, mess up, and sit and cry. And so and then they'll want to go somewhere else and emigrate en masse. Just like now we are looking for Goldilocks planets to move to. Now we have found, according to these, some new discovery, that it is possible to live on the moon. Before that it was having harsh temperatures, everything. But they found some cool spots. It's like California all the time. 63 degrees. Oh, how wonderful. When can I go? Well, you can go anytime, but the thing is that it is in the caves. You have to live in the guha. You have to become a sannyasi and then go to the moon. And then you have to live in a cave under 63 degree weather. Of course, you will need an oxygen tank. Small details. And this is what they have found. So this is all sarvavetritvam. It's just, who will think? If you were making the moon, you would certainly not think of putting caves in there with 63 degree Fahrenheit temperatures. But this is how it is. What is the purpose? We don't know yet. Maybe it is for NASA researchers to spend an internship in those caves. I don't know, but it is there. And then there are there are mind-boggling discoveries even now which we are making about the universe. We don't even know half the things. We don't even know a smallest thing about this universe. It is so vast. It is so huge, impenetrable. We don't even know what it is. But there is somebody who does, and that someone is called Sarvavit. That Ishvara is called Sarvavit. Nothing is without purpose, and there are so many things, too many to count. Too many to count, and each one has a purpose, each one has a beginning, each one has an end, and the beginning of one coincides with the end of the other. Like when the dinosaurs left, then the human beings started to arrive. And so some, that synergy and that sense of impeccable timing, that infallible way in which everything has come and everything is sustained, and then whatever needs to come back is taken back. This is what makes one completely in awe, and this is what is called Sarvavit. No, nothing is an accident. We don't have the concept of accident. They are only incidents whose reason you do not know. There are no accidents in the universe. And whatever the discovery is accidental, yes, but there are no accidents. So, yasya jnanamayam tapaha, whose visualization, tapas here is visualization, is jnanamayam, is in the form of knowledge. Yasya jnanamayam tapaha. And this is the same thing as we saw in the earlier one, I think. In the 8th mantra, tapasa chiyate brahma tato nam abhijayate annat prano mano manas satyam loka karma suchamritam. This we have seen. So tapasa chiyate brahma. Chiyate means becomes fat. Yeah. Becomes fat. Like even a seed made into a sprout. So when the seed you buy from the shop, it is tiny and hard, and then it's put in water and allowed to be there, then it becomes fat. It absorbs the water, and then it has the creative ability to produce new life. And so like this Brahman also, with the Shakti is Hiranyagarbha and or Maya Shakti, however you want to take it, that creative potential. So now before it was only Brahman, now that creative potential, that as though creative potential makes Brahman as though fat. And then what? And then Tasmat, Annam here means all kinds of karma, people's karma, and the unmanifest karma. And then from that unmanifest karma, the total prana, Hiranyagarbha comes, and then the cosmic mind, the total mind, manaha, the total mind comes, and then the 5 elements, satya. Satyam means 5 elements. Satyam here is not Satyam Jnanam Anantam. Satyam means the 5 elements. Sat means that which has form. Tyat means that which doesn't have form. And then here the origin of Satyam is Sat plus Tyat. Satyam, Satya, Sa and so you take the Sat, out of the Sat you take the Sa, and out of the Tyat you take the Tya, Satya. Very nice. So then that means the 5 elements. How? Because out of the 5 elements, 3 are visible. What are they? Earth, fire, what? And 2 are invisible. Air and space. Air and space, Tyat, Tya. And then earth, fire, water, Sa. Sa plus Tya, Satya. So this is a different derivation. And so so they came, and Lokaha. How many lokas are there? Yeah, 3 immediately, but then 14 lokas. 7 up, 7 down. Yeah. 14 lokas are described. Up means better than what we have here. What we have going here is very cushy and wonderful, but then we can easily imagine that there are lokas better than this. Why? Because it's like getting an upgrade on while sitting in the plane. Oh, you have been upgraded. Oh, how nice. Now suddenly one is in a better loka. And as you walk to your new seat, you can look to the left, look to the right, and look down upon the co-passengers, and then go sit down. So like this, there are much better lokas. And not to be outdone, there are much worse lokas also. Horrible lokas are there. And if you really want to see how many lokas are there and how these 14 lokas operate, especially the 7 below, there are these... what are their names? Dambula caves in Kandy in Sri Lanka. Go there. And in these caves they have this very nice Buddhist city and everything. So they have the Buddhist description of these 7 lokas down. It's all one and the same. It's all arisen from the Vedas only. And so there they have described in the form of gory statues what happens. All full of blood, and somebody is pulling and somebody is stretching and somebody is doing this. So in these 7 lokas, all the kinds of pida that are there are described visually. So this was already talked about. And so in the summing up mantra, so yasya jnanamayam tapaha, this mantra, 9th mantra. Jnanamayam tapaha means whose knowledge, whose tapas, whose visualization is just in the form of knowledge. Knowledge of what? One may ask. Knowledge of the previous cycle of creation, which was wonderful. So why reinvent the wheel? Because already that was fine. So then one more creation, let loose, because that's exactly how it is. And so no problem, that was no problem at all. So this is jnanamayam tapaha, means this tapas is in the form of the visualization of the previous cycle of creation. Tasmad etad brahmanama. So the tasmad, etad brahmanama. So etat means this jagat. Etat jagat, what is its name? Brahma. This is also Brahman. What has come from Brahman is Brahman. Purnamadaha Purnamidam. So that which has come from Brahman is also Brahman. Nama Rupam Annam Chajayate. So this Brahma is what? Is endowed with name, form. Name, form, and here Annam, you can take it as food or you can take it as karma. Karma phala. Food is karma phala. So like that, karma phala you can say. So this is Brahman. So the manifest world is also Brahman. But Brahman with a little twist. Brahman with a few complaints. And then so Tasmat is that from that omniscient Brahman, Jayate is born. What is this? Etad Brahma. This Brahman is born. This Brahman is born? No. The unborn can never be born. As though born. And then it is endowed with name, and like what? Devadatta, Somadatta, Yajnadatta, this Datta, that Datta, etc. Then Rupa, color, white, blue, yellow, green, and then food. If you talk of food, Vrihi, Yavagu, barley, all these things are food, wheat, etc. So this is so there is no contradiction, because it was already talked about the fact that the effect is non-separate from the cause, and so that is that concludes the first section. The second section is very clever here, because slowly it describes the world of human beings, their complaints and their readiness to come out of the complaints, How do they come out of the complaints? No. Just through prayer and asking, give me. Knowledge will come later, because this is revulsion therapy first. So therefore, how will they come out of the complaints? Oh, please give me this. And then even in sleep, they are putting yajna, ghee into the fire. In the sleep also, they are going like this. That many yajnas they have done. And the yajnas are what? For wish fulfillment. They are all part of the first portion of the Veda called Karma Kanda. So this is Karma Kanda Khandanam. This second section here is the Karma Kanda Khandanam, a complete, the disparaging of the first portion of the Veda. But it is very cleverly done. You don't even know it's being done until it is too late. And then by the time you are sick of the first portion of the Veda and you say, no, I want Paravidya. That is the idea. So let us look at the first mantra in the second section. Tadetat satyam mantreshu karmani kavayah yanyapashyan tani tretayam bahudha santatani tani acharatha नियतं सत्यकामाः एषवः पन्था सुकृतस्य लोके तत् एतत् सत्यम् तत् सत्यम् एतदपि सत्यम्. That is the truth. That is the truth means what? That Brahman is Satyam. That Brahman alone is, and it is the only existent thing. Etat Brahma. It was told that Brahman is now become this Brahman, endowed with name, form, and all these attributes. So this Brahman, endowed as it were with attributes, is also called Satyam. So that is Satyam, this is Satyam. And then what? And here it's a little, Satyam means existent. Satyam here also means true. Here it's almost put forth in the form of a prophecy. Yes, this is true. Oh really? What is that? What is it that's true? I want to know. Mantreshu karmani kavayah yani apashyan. So the karmas that are going to be described here in this section are not anything other than that which have been seen by the seers of all mantras, by the sages in various states of meditation. So they are very holy and they are given by the Karma Kanda, and so therefore the wise ones, the seers, yani apashyan, and then where are they? What karmas? They are in the mantras. What karmas to perform are in the mantras. What are they? They are in the form of yajna. They are in the form of various pujas. This is a treatise of wish fulfillment. This Brahman here in the form of the Karma Kanda, that is also Brahman. And Karma Kanda is Brahman, but Brahman is not Karma Kanda, that we have to understand. And so what is the big deal about Karma Kanda? It tells you how to live and it tells you what to do. What to do when? When I want something. That's when. So what to do when you want something? And so when you want something, there are two options. One, go rob a bank. No, that's not a good option here, it says. So what to do? Sit and do yajna instead. No need to go rob a bank, sit and do yajna instead. What will happen if I do yajna? Find out. Don't keep saying what will happen. How will I know what will happen? Go find out, do it and see. And then if you get something, then that means that's what happens. And so this is something which is very interesting, because here it says So it is mantreshu. It is seen in the mantras. And the seers of the mantra, because it's all holy, it is all sanctioned by Bhagavan. May you go and anena prasavishyadvam eshago kamadhuk. This is also Bhagavad Gita says that in the 3rd chapter, that this Veda has been given to you. Milk the Veda because it is a milch cow. Yeah, milk the cow, but then the kind of cow is called milch cow. It's not milk cow. So, for some reason. So, it's a milch cow, it's a cash cow. And then milk it. Milk it for what it is worth. Because this cow, this wish fulfilling cow, in the form of the first portion of the Veda, has been given to you. This is the, verbatim Bhagavad Gita says this. सहयज्ञाः प्रजा सृष्ट्वा पुरोवाचः प्रजापतिः अनेन प्रसविष्यध्वं ये तु उत्तिष्ठ कामधुक् इष्टकामधुक्. So basically सहयज्ञाः प्रजा सृष्ट्वा. So the praja, the people were created along with the yajna. Yajna means the possibility of fulfilling the desires, because Bhagavan was very compassionate, did not create desires without the possibility of fulfilling them. So the mind was created, annam was created, prana was created, karma was created. Along with that, what was created? The Veda. How to fulfill all these desires. So then Prajapati, Brahmaji, the creator, apparently said to all the people, what did he say? He said, go forth and fulfill all your desires through this method. No bank robbing and all these things. Fulfill your desires through these methods alone, so that you can live happily. And so the same thing is being talked about here. Mantreshu, in the mantras, karmani, these karmas, kavayah, yani apashyan. Kavayah means the seers, the sages saw this that was given. Tani bahudha santatani. They have already been, accomplished many times. People have been busy, because as soon as they realize, oh, this is going to give me this, and each karma has got is become famous, has got its own blog and its own its own page, web page and everything. It's got its own social media, and it has gone viral, because each karma is very efficacious in producing the objects of desire. And so they have been embraced, and they have been truly tested and tried. Bahudha santatani, many times they have been accomplished. And then here the Upanishad is telling us, Tani acharatha. So you don't have to go very far. Keep doing them. Acharatha means perform them. When niyatam, all the time. All the time. Have yajna for breakfast, yajna for lunch, yajna for dinner. And in between for snacks also have yajna. Oh, but I'll be yajna'd out. Exactly, that's the point. That's the point of this section, I told you. And so, have them. They are there. May as well use these things, and may as well get what you want. And so, tani acharatha, when niyatam, all the time. So, who acharatha, who is going to perform them? Satyakamaha. Very nicely trolling here. So, tad etat satyam. This is indeed true. This is satyam. And then who is this? Satyakamaha is not the lover of satyam. No. Satya here is karma. Double meaning, double entendre. Here Satya means karma. So why is karma, or rather karma phala? Karma phala is called Satya avashyam bhavitvat, because it will always come true. Can you avoid karma phala? No. Don't even try. Because in trying to avoid karma phala, What are you doing? You're creating new karma. And then you're inviting not only this karma phala, which is already standing in your account, and then the new one also you have to exhaust. So tani acharatha niyatam who satyakamaha. The people who love karma phala. May the karma phala hog take recourse to the mantras in the first portion of the Veda, which have been seen by the sages and have been variously accomplished for numerous thousands of years. May you also, the lover of the fruits of karma, accomplish your desires through these mantras and whatever they tell you to do. This is what you have to do if you want to fulfill your desires. And then if you say, oh, the Upanishad is ratifying all my desires, this is not a wrong thing. That wouldn't be a wrong conclusion. Yes, it is ratifying your desires, because it would rather put you on a diet of prayer than have you prey upon other people's properties, other people's things. Definitely. But at the same time, it's a major trolling. If you don't watch out, you fall into this. So tani asi, there is a certain kind of a sarcasm and irony here, and also the truth. I mean, and it's confusing, but that's why we have to see it from both the standpoints. So first is that it is just a statement. Esha vah pantha. Vaha means for you, your way. Pantha means your road, marga, your marga. For what? Sukritasya pantha, sukritasya loke. Sukrit means that it is, sukrita means good karma. Punya. Sukrita here is punya. What is said here? Same thing. Yeah, sukrita here is punya. So this is your road. This is for the result of karma, for the punya to accomplish itself. This is the road. What is the road? To take recourse to all the karma kanda do's and don'ts, prohibitions and injunctions, and keep on following what are the injunctions, and keep on refraining from doing that which is prohibited. So as you do that, when? All the time. This is your path. And it is called Sukritasya Loke. Sukritasya means that the result of karma which you have accomplished. And then the result of the karma is called Loka. Why? The Loka means, it's very interesting, because the root verb, the dhatu is look. Yeah, to look and to look at. So loka. Lokyate means that which, literally, lokyate means that which is looked at or enjoyed. Very interesting. There are so many things, which crisscross with English. So that which is enjoyed, that which is looked at, and this is what is called loka. So here is something that object of enjoyment is loka, an achievement for your good karma. And so please enjoy the lokas. There are, if not 14, there are 7 that you can enjoy. Enjoy all the lokas. Find out what is happening in the ancestral realm. Go there and have a cup of chai. Go to Indra Loka. Take a selfie with Indra. And then what else? Go to Brahma Loka. Find out how Brahmaji is doing. Yeah, apparently he's 50 years old. Half his life is over. He's going to live for 100 years, but those are Brahmaji years. Yeah. So, 4.32 billion years. So out of that, half is over. So the current Brahmaji is 50 years in Brahmaji years. So you find out, is he having arthritis? Or is he bald, losing his hair prematurely? What is he like? All this you find out. Go to Brahmaloka, find out all the Brahmaji trivia. And then go to various lokas and do these things. Why? Because you can. Then because you are curious, you yourself asked what to do this. And so this is the method is very nicely given here. So go do all these things and then enjoy, because this is the right royal road to karma phala. And Satyakama means the what is that called? Lover of karma phala. The karma phala holic is Satyakamaha. And so those people, all they have to do is keeping on pouring ghee, keeping on following the injunctions and prohibitions, and then they can manufacture these lokas or the ticket to these lokas. Mantreshu tani tretayam. We haven't seen the word tretayam. I saved it for the last because it is got two meanings that Adi Shankara gives in the Bhashya. So the first meaning of tretayam is Treta Yuga. In the Treta Yuga, this was already performed many times, so it will be very good for Kali Yuga also, no problem. In the Treta Yuga, everywhere it was performed. So we have Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga. So now in whichever Yuga you are there, you can say, oh, in that Yuga it worked, here it will also work. That is one meaning. And you can take it that way. And it is allowed because Tretayam means in the Treta Yuga. So there are certain religious practices that are prescribed for each Yuga. What to do in Satya Yuga? Nididhyasana. Because the people are very evolved. Most of them have already gained the knowledge or on the way to gaining their knowledge. And so all that is needed is to just contemplate. So they are all contemplative. So straight away they are told to do dhyanam and nididhyasanam. Then Satya Yuga, then in the Treta Yuga they are supposed to do yajnas. In the Dwapara Yuga they are supposed to do pujas. In the Kali Yuga you are supposed to do nothing. Because you are not fit for any of these practices. Well, you can take the name of the Lord with great difficulty. You can take the name of the Lord. That also people are not ready to do. So therefore, they name their child Hari. So at least, they can hurry up and then they can talk, they can take Bhagavan's name even at the cost of, calling their child. So they get very, very clever and find sneaky ways of taking Bhagavan's name. Bhagavan doesn't mind. Because ultimately, Bhagavan is in charge. So Pujya Swamiji would tell a joke that he knew one man who had named his son Narayan, so that he would, at his last breath, he would say Narayan, Narayan, and then his idea was, okay, I'll go away saying Narayana, Narayana. And even though I'm thinking of the local Narayana, this good-for-nothing Narayana that I have raised, and who is not filial at all, who is not loyal at all, but still I will, the real Narayana will be thinking, I am thinking of him, and I will go straight to Brahmaloka or Vaikuntha. That was his afterlife plan. Unfortunately, Narayana intervened, or Narayana's Shakti, Lakshmi intervened. And what did Goddess Lakshmi do? Goddess Lakshmi just made him call the son by the pet name, Nanu. So, as he was about to go, instead of Narayana, what did he say? Nanu. And then what happened as a result? No Punya, no Narayana, no Vaikuntha. Narayana has the last word. So, this is all you can do in Kali Yuga. Even that you can't do. That's why you name your children Narayana. Yes, Harinder has been very clever, Harinder and Gordon. So that is their plan. And so this is, how to get crash into Vaikuntha. This is the plan. And so like this, this is what one does. And so therefore, this is the, in Kali Yuga, nothing works. The mind is distracted always, just, thinking of needless, useless, fickle choices, feckless choices, all these things. and then no end. And no matter how much you accomplished, you feel like I'm not doing anything. I should be doing more. This is another sickness. And so in Kali Yuga, it's very difficult to be spiritual because the mind is not with you. Either there is laya or there is vikshepa. And or there is both at the same time. I don't know how, but we manage. We are very resourceful, so we manage in some way or the other. So then, so that is one problem in Kali Yuga. Mind is not with you. And the second problem in Kali Yuga is that if you look around, everybody is just like is like a free falling asteroid. Not connected to any kind of a gravitational force, nothing. There is no centeredness. There is no connecting oneself to something larger than oneself. And then you see other people all just free falling, and then you don't have any role models. That is, the very few role models are there. That is another problem in Kali Yuga. And the third problem in Kali Yuga is, even though all these problems are there, you somehow sit and manage to have some time and everything, and then pray or meditate. It is said that the punya that you got in Satya Yuga and all the other yugas is much, much less than what, for the same amount of effort, you get less punya. Why? Because somehow even Bhagavan knows your heart is not there. So, for these reasons, one is told, there is a verse, Kalau kalmasha chittana papadravyopajivinam vidhikriya vihinanam harer namaiva kevalam. So Kalau means in Kali. Kalau, seventh case. In Kali Yuga, who are these people? Kalmasha chittanam, people who are always distracted and disturbed. People with disturbed minds. And then papadravya upajivinam. Papadravya upajivinam. Dravya means wealth. Papadravya means the wealth is always coming out of wrongdoing. It's, for example, whatever one is earning is somehow benefiting the military industrial complex, the prison complex, all these things. It's funding all these things which you would not like to fund anyway. And so somehow it is, you may not have done anything, but then the money that you earn has been stolen from somewhere. Rightfully it belongs to somebody else. In fact, even this land upon which we sit belongs to somebody else. And here we are just appropriating everything. And so, papadravya. So all the time we are eating papa. Papadravya upajivina. And as though that was not enough, in Kali Yuga, the third problem is vidhikriya vihinanam. Vidhikriya vihinaha means the one who doesn't have any injunctions and prohibitions, no respect for do's and don'ts. You do whatever you like, you don't do whatever you don't like. There is no sense of social responsibility, corporate responsibility, individual responsibility. It's not there at all. Everybody does whatever one likes, as one likes. And so there is just chaos ensues. And so vidhikriya vihinanam harer namaiva kevalam. So this person will do a yajna, big joke. How will they do the yajna? They will not even have the wherewithal to sit. And so just keep on saying Harinama, it is said. So, but here the Upanishad says, doesn't matter, that's just a small saying. You keep on doing whatever you want. Here you can do this. You can do this, and just like in the Treta Yuga, people got all the wonderful things. And you can also get wonderful things. It's a promise. So that is one meaning of the word Tretayam. Tretayam means in the Treta Yuga this was accomplished, and so if it worked then, it will definitely work now. You also do what they did. Another name for Tretayam is in the three Vedas. What are the three Vedas? Rig, Yajuhu and Samaveda. Why not Atharva Veda? Because the Atharva Veda is this only. So it's referring to the other three Vedas. It's being polite and not referring to itself. So the three Vedas it is talking about, and in the Vedas all these mantras are given. You can pick and choose and keep on doing this. Keep on doing this. It's just a wonderful road to get the bestest karma phala possible. You can enjoy the karma phalas, completely, and not have to worry about this life. But then how to do that? How to start with this? Well, are you married? Yes. Okay, do Agnihotra. Oh, how do I do Agnihotra? Yada lelayate hyarchihi. Hello. Ayate hyarchihi samidhe havyavahane. Tadajya bhagavantarena ahutif pratipadayet. No, everybody gave a instant illustration of Kali Yuga. That's all that happened. Okay. Yeah. So yada, when lelayate, the dances. What? Archihi, the flame. When the flame dances, when the flames dance, where? Samidhe, in the fire. Havyavahane, in the fire. Samidhe means in the wood, which is lit, which is set ablaze. Havyavahane. Havyam, Havyam bahati iti havyavahana. Havyavahana is the name for fire. So in the fire, which is lit, lit on the wood, which is set ablaze, then that flame will start to dance. That's when you put the ahuti. Tada, at that time, ajya bhagau antarena. Neither to the left nor to the right. You offer in the center of the two portions. You offer ajya bhaga means there are two portions of offerings. It's a very small yajna, only two offerings. So ajya bhaga, these two offerings of ajya. Ajya means baby, the butter that has been melted by the baby rays of the sun, by the baby sun. And so that is not possible in the northern hemisphere at all. Okay. And so this Agnihotra, this is how to do. So this Agnihotra you have to do every single day. Both the husband and wife have to do. From the day they are married, they inherit this Aupasyagni. They inherit this fire from the parents on both sides. And that has to be kept up. That has to be kept kindled all the time. And every morning you offer it to that. And then finally, when the person dies away, the body is the last offering into that fire. Same fire. And then it is taken from the house in a pot, and then that is used for the cremation. And so it's a very big thing. So this is the Vaidika life. So yada lelayate hyarchihi samidhe havyavahane tada ajya bhagau, these two portions of the ajyam, antarena. Antarena means in the middle. Don't do from the side and put it in the little sand that you have there. No, put it in the fire right in the middle. Antarena ahutihi, as offerings, pratipadayet, may the offerings be offered. This is what is told. And then, so this is Agnihotra, why to do this, etc. And what will happen if I do this, and what is this path of karma. We will see more next time. When is next time? I have no idea. So, no, not next Sunday. I think it's the one. It will be one after that. Yeah. So now we have a book release. Praveena has compiled. What is this? Dakshinamurti Puja book. And here it is. Very nice. And what else? Very, very well done. Yeah. very nicely made. Lot of details, and you can do Pradosha Puja with it and all that. We will be sending something once it is available. We are sending something where you can get your copy if you want. So here it is, very nice. You are supposed to clap. Congratulations, very well done. Yeah. Oh, you got from her. Okay, here. Are these to be given out?
Yes, ma'am.
Colorful. Yes? What was that?
In the last shloka of the last mantra of the Pratama Kanda, the word Sarva Vidyasya, is that the correct form or is it Chandasam?
Where?
The first line, Yaha Sarvajnaha Sarva Vidyasya.
No, that's a mistake. Sarvavit.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's what.
mistake.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
This is for you.
Thank you.
I won't be coming up today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What is today?
Today is Sunday.
21st. You're leaving tomorrow?
No, I'm leaving very early on Wednesday.
Okay, okay. We have lot to do. Take care. Thank you. Yeah, it is Sarvavit. And somebody else has their hand up. Oh, did you have a question too? Raghu? Maybe not there. Yeah, it's not Sarvavit and it's not Chandasam, it's just a big mistake, okay? Yeah,
Thank you so much.
yeah, Sarvavit. Did we say where to buy the book? We don't know yet, so we'll keep you posted. Yeah. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om